Okay, we're back. This is part 2. And we were going left, skip, and going down the grass trail. And then we found we need to continue on. We had a fish kill us, so we continue along the trail. The faint trail comes to an end. There's a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. Inspect the stone pillars, of course. You stand before the large stones arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it. Something is meant to be placed here. Seeing that you can't do anything, you head back. Okay. Explore the field. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off to into the distance. There's a unicorn! As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely the unique powers of a unicorn can help you with your quest, but there is clearly something wrong. If only there is a way to charm it. The faint trail comes to an end. There's a collection of... Okay. And you go back. The left trail completely finished. Now let's go to the right trail. You reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures a passage to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there's a tree that has a hole carved into it. I want to inspect the tree. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand into it. Why not fit my hand into a hole that's carved into the tree? Oh, press the knobs. Press the left knob. Press the middle knob. Press the right knob. The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It seems it's so. Oh, okay. So now left, left, left. Knobs not. Okay. This might take a while, but I'm gonna try to figure out the combination. Oh, okay. So it was like it was the bottom section, and then the top section and bottom section. Okay, I got it. Everything goes dark, and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. Ooh! You find yourself with no evident way out, but the path before you into the darkness is your only choice moving forward. Ah, shit! Now there's more paths. Go right first. Go right again. The passageway soon ends with an enlarged mushroom sitting in front of you. A steady river of water flows between you and the mushroom. Inspect the mushroom. You walk towards the mushroom as if there was something more than what meets the eye. Walking forward, you take a step into the water. To your dismay, your foot hits no bottom. You fall in. You reach to grab hold of the edge of the surface, but your body freezes stiff. You lose your sight completely as the chill water sends your body into shock. Without any sense of touch and warmth, your lifeless body sinks into darkness. Your adventure ends here. Achievement unlocked. Figures. Go right. I'm gonna go left this time. You walk forward into the dark, unsure of what lies beyond. Go right. As you make your way forward, you discover a large cavern. An old-looking ship rests against the edge of the lake, with debris scattered about the surrounding area. Inspect the ship, of course. You cautiously walk down toward the ship. The air is chilling and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay long. The possibility of discovering something that could help drives you to explore. You climb aboard the ship. As you take a moment to observe your surroundings, the only welcomed by a trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. Nice, I think I'm gonna die here. You move about to see where you can go. Every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of wood cracking under your feet. Ooh, it's not good when a ship is cracking. You feel the ship has been here for quite some time. Most likely. You explore under the deck of the ship. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to another, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel you should take a moment to inspect it. Inspect the drawers. You pull out you pull one out after another, finding that it has been emptied. Dust spreads about the air as you disturb their rest. Checking underneath, you discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You find that there are plenty of hardened rat drippings dotting the edge of the wall. Oh, gross. You take a knife in the hopes you might defend yourself with it. Inspect the oven. You see a lone pot resting upon the dusty stove top. You gaze downwards and open the oven door. Nothing but ash filled the oven chamber. You close the oven door. Move on. You continue your lonely tour of the ship, only to find that there is nothing of use or value. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms left to remain dark in solitude. You discover a door with fancy markings on the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided? You discover the room of the captain. Unlike the other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There's a small bed off near the corner of the room and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling deep down that you shouldn't take anything other than the lamp and the other objects. There's a small stack of papers in contrast to a lone paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk. I want to see the loan document. Notice to crew. Due to our unexpected predicament, everyone is split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we can find more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. Stack of papers. Peering about the papers of this collective pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick a few and begin to read. Day 7. The voyage has gone quite smooth as we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the man are high as we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together, we move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. It has been just over 2 months out at sea, and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms, and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favored crew have passed on to the next life. I see the growing doubt in the eyes of my fellow laborers as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half in fears that we may have to turn back. I dare not let myself think of failure. Those men who have lost their lives, the sacrifices to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91. It has come to roughly 3 months out here in the endless blue. With much pain, we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey back. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking of it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. That's sad. Seeing that there is little left to see, you take your leave. The wood under your feet crackle as you exit the vessel. Hey, we didn't die. You make your way back to where the tunnel divides. I have to? No, go back. Oh, you move forward into darkness. You see 3 separate paths within the walls. Which path do you choose? I want to go forwards. You cautiously step forward into the darkness. You come across a divide. Which way do you go? I go left. You hear a subtle echo of shifting rocks before you. Oh god. An eye appears before you as you gaze. It pierces the darkness. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst. Oh god. Tentacles burst from the ground and grip your body. It pulls you about, but you resist as much as you can. You remember the knife you have found and struggle to bring it out. With success, you hold the knife and begin to cut away the appendages that bind you. The room vibrates as you do cut, and the creature immediately leaves you alone. It takes you a moment to catch your breath. You come to a divide. Which way do you go? I go left. You continue your way into darkness. Oh no. I'll go left this time. You cautiously make your way through the darkness. You come to a split in paths. Which way do you go? I go left. You move forward into darkness. Oh god, okay. I'm guessing it's infinite. I go right this time. You struggle forward as the way before you becomes completely dark. You notice that there is a light off in the distance. You continue to make your way forward. Eventually you make it into some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that wasn't part of the initial design. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. You turn around to see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move through the doorway. You find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn around to discover in each direction there is a door. Boxes of supplies and debris litter the floor and the corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the door, and some of which scare you. You got a bad feeling about this place. Okay, just before I continue, I'ma save the game in a new slot. Enter the right door. You enter a small room. There is a large cauldron in the center of the room with wood resting beneath. There is nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned out the place. You look into the pot but find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, you exit the room. Enter the middle door. You enter the room full of metal cages. Before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whether was in these cages surely did not like to be locked up. You notice that there is an animal in a cage on the left of the room, but from the dark stains on its fur, it is dead. Aww. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with 2 cell doors. Ah, fuck. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one wrong move can surely end you. You pull out a knife and prepare for attack. The dog reacts and starts to growl at you. The hound dashes and sinks its teeth into you. Even with the knife, you merely cut the beast before it knocks the knife out of your hand. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Let's go left. You enter a small room with a large hole in the wall. There are other objects in the room, but none of which interest you. I want to go back. Inspect the supplies. You walk about the room, browsing through the dust-covered storage. You find some rope in one of the boxes. It feels strong to the touch, and as if it has minimal wear, you decide to take the rope. I want to enter the door behind me. You walk up the steps. You enter a large room. The air is polluted with dust, and a spider web covers the wall and ceiling. Where should you go now? Let's go upstairs, maybe? You discover what looks like a private library. There's a passageway before you with a bookcase on the left and right. Browse the books. You take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. Rituals of Ancestors. You flip around until something grabs your attention. Pillars of stone. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. Years before our current times, there were unique religious practices that revolved the Stonehenge. It is said that these stones are lined up in a special way, often organized in a circular pattern. Organizing the stones this way unlocks an ancient power researchers still have trouble understanding. In the middle of the circle would be a stone or two for a keystone to rest on. This is the great mystery of this ancient practice. From ancient records, it is written on that energies from the surrounding stone channel their power into the keystone. You stop reading because the next page of the book has been torn out. Deception by music. There is a bent page marking a section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how the musician goes about playing given instrument. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are few instruments recommended. The harp is one of those recommended instruments. From the vicious dogs to the shy unicorns, hey, I think I know what this game is telling me. The soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all creatures can fall for this simple trick, but it can mean the difference between life and death in some situations. The Forgotten Power. Flipping through the pages, there is one in particular that has ink markings all over it. Raw energy is a powerful substance, not to be trifled with. It is merely a myth that such energies exist. One does not simply stumble upon a pillar of godly power. Even if such a fate is yours, bare hands cannot contain the force. It must be bent and channeled into a separately crafted vessel to carry it. There have been accounts across time of individuals possessing such power. Although they pass away as sand, their relics of power remains as powerful artifacts that nations around the world would fight for. Leave. Move forward. You walk up the stairs. You pause as you notice a stone carving of a person praying that is attached to the wall. There is something odd about it, but you cannot put your finger on it. With caution, you continue up the steps. You enter a strange room with a large globe centered about the room. There are windows that let the light shine through. You notice that there is a chest resting against the wall to the right. You also notice that there is another passageway, like the previous room. Inspect the globe. You study the globe attached to the floor surface. The craft is made of metal and there is fine detail on the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. It takes you a moment, but you find markings of where you are more. You notice that there are some hand-drawn markings within that area, made with black ink. There must be something close by that has interested the author of these markings. To add to the mystery, there are similar markings on other areas around the globe. Open the chest. Approaching the chest, you notice that there is a lock fastened to it. With no key to unlock the chest, you decide to leave it alone. Okay, continue forward. You climb the stairs to find a wall ending your path. Above the end of the staircase is a hatch. Open the hatch. You open the hatch and pull yourself up. Ooh, is that not what killed me in the thing? At home in the first episode. I was lying in bed and I saw this type of shape before I died. You have made it to the top of the tower. Before you is a stone of power resting upon an altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure as if it were feeding off the energies of the stone. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker being up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. destroy the stone. This may be your only chance. You approach the stone and grasp onto it. You lose sight and feel immediately as your hands become glued to the stone. Yup, your life is drained from your body. Only bones remain to testify of your death. Your adventure ends here. Left door? It's the same one, right? Yeah, go to the door behind me. I'm gonna go downstairs this time. You walk down the stairs and open the door. Oh, I'm just inspect the supplies. Skip this. Go to the door behind me. Yeah. The far door. Open the far door. The door struggles to move, but you enter into what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick and the room is a mess of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple of items in the room that could be useful. Nothing else. There is a key on the ground that you will no doubt need. Before you can even act, a large spider falls from above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. You pull out a knife and stab the spider when you can. Unfortunately, the knife doesn't scare the spider, it bites you with ease. Nice. You begin to lose feeling all over your body. Everything goes black. Your adventure ends. Go to the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. I'm gonna enter. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. This is without a doubt the birthplace of the spreading plague. There is a fountain before you with statues on your right and on your left. Good God, I've been recording 25 minutes. Oh shit, okay. What to do? I'm gonna inspect the fountain. There's a dark haze about the fountain. Water is black and the smell burns with heavy breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if it were calling for something. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave this episode here as well, because it's also 25 minutes. Gonna cut it into nice segments. And yeah, maybe have a part 3 to this. I don't know. And thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then,